everybody, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, then you may not know that the video I have posted here today is a little bit different than what I normally do here on my channel. I like to be very upbeat, very positive, very go, 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 beauty and fashion and kind of really fun videos. And this one's gonna be a little bit different. Now, when I told my mom that I was gonna be doing this video, she was like, do a lot of your subscribers have ulcerative colitis? Why do they wanna see this video? And I said to her, I'm making this video for the girl that I was 3 years ago, searching for something like this online. I am making this for the girl who is scared and just wants to feel like she's not alone. So in August of 2013, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. If you don't know what ulcerative colitis is, it is an autoimmune disease, much like irritable bowel or Crohn's disease, where it affects your colon, intestines, and your rectum. So, also, side note, if you're squeamish, if you don't like talking about poop, exit out now because we're gonna be talking about some poop today. So I started feeling symptoms in November of 2012. I started noticing blood in my poop and I was like, well, this can't be right. Maybe I just had a sharp poop. Maybe something was weird. So I am a little bit of a hypochondriac. I get very scared. I WebMD frequently. I'm a frequent flyer over there. And so I just kind of tried to put it off. I talked to my mom about it and was like, if this is something that I should really be concerned about, she'll make me go to the doctor. So now fast forward 7 months to June of 2013. On and off, my symptoms were still going on. I was still having random blood in my poop. We were thinking about making an appointment pretty soon, but it wasn't like enough to like really freak out about it yet. So I was at Tyler's house one afternoon and I had the worst stomach pain, like terrible stabbing, shooting, like I wanted to scream. I was like dripping sweat, like about to pass out. It was terrible. So he says to me like, why don't you just go home? Like, why don't you chill? Like, let's just see what happens. I thought that my appendix had burst. I thought that I had appendicitis. I legitimately thought that's what was happening. So I go home, I call my parents. They're an hour and a half away at my grandparents' and I'm like, I need to go to the hospital. You need to come home. Like, I can barely breathe. My stomach is in so much pain, blah, blah, blah. My mom's like, chill out, take a chill pill, take some Motrin, go lay on the couch, try to poop, drink some water, relax. You're like working yourself up, you're making it worse, which was probably a little bit true, but I legitimately was like scared. So I called Tyler back and I'm like, I'm gonna go to the urgent care on base, like I'm gonna go to the ER and just see if anything they can give me some pain medication. So I go into the ER, I can barely walk in because I'm like buckled over in so much pain. I go in and I'm like, there's something wrong, I'm having shooting stomach pains. They're like, okay, like blah, blah, come back. So I, at this point, was on my period, like when this was going on. And so the guy's like, it's probably just really bad stomach cramps. And I'm like, dude, no uterus, no opinion. Like, this is not stomach cramps. Stomach cramps are like dull and achy and almost more annoying than painful half the time. This was like shooting, stabbing pain. Plus, my periods normally are very, very light and they last for like 3 days. I know, I've been blessed. And I never have cramping. And if I do, it's like for 10 minutes right when I'm like starting my period. So I knew that's not what it was. So he's like, well, let's just do a pelvic exam to see like where they like put the light up your vag. And I was really scared. I'd never had a pelvic exam before. My parents weren't there. I was in a lot of pain. They did end up putting me on morphine, I think, that time. And so they're like, well, let's just see. So he does the pelvic exam, is like, well, you know, I think I'm just gonna send you home with some pain medication, and if the pain gets worse, come back tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, so there was nothing? Okay. So I went home and that almost made me feel a little bit better, knowing that like my appendix didn't burst. I think that I went for a CT that evening too, just to make sure that it wasn't my appendix. So I go home and I take the Vicodin, which made me feel worse. Turns out I can't have Vicodin. It like, the room was spinning. I like was feeling delusional. I thought like I was gonna pass out. It was a bad experience, bad experience. So then the next day, I'm in even worse pain. I tell my mom like, Mom, I am gonna pass out. Like, this is not okay. So she takes me in back to the emergency room. She's like, I don't want you driving yourself. So we go in and the doctor, this is a different doctor the next day. So come to find out, the doctor the previous day has no idea what he's talking about. The doctor that saw me that day was like, what the heck? Who is this guy taking care of you? He has no idea what he's talking about. So So they do a CT and they're like, well, we can't really see anything. I have a feeling that you need to go see a gastroenterologist and probably do a colonoscopy. And I'm like, you can't do that right now. And he's like, ma'am, it's 10 o'clock at night. Like, no. So fast forward to August of 2013. The hospital that I go to is very booked. It's a military hospital, so they book up really fast and it's really hard to get appointments. So 2 months later, I'm like so scared out of my mind. And I get the colonoscopy and it turns out that I have ulcerative colitis. Now, after that, they put me on 2 drugs, mesalamine or mesalamine and Aprizo. Aprizo is like a pill. I was supposed to take it 4 times a day, every day. And then mesalamine or mesalamine or whatever is a suppository, which is like a little wax bullet shaped thing with medicine inside it that you stick up your butt. So I was doing that for a while and it just wasn't working. People with ulcerative colitis or Crohn's or irritable bowel go through flares and then they go into remission. Flares are when you're pooping 20 times a day, you're having mucus or blood in your stool, can't keep anything down, you're having fevers, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously remission is when it isn't so serious. So I was going like on a roller coaster. And the thing with flares, you just want to get them under control as fast as you can. So I took myself off of Aprizo just to see like what it would do. I felt like it wasn't doing anything. Sure enough, nothing really happened, nothing good, nothing bad. So I just was using the suppositories as needed. So then fast forward to like a year and a half to January. I started having a feeling that I needed to take a look a little bit more at my diet. I was talking to my biology professor about it and she was saying that she had irritable bowel disease and that she took off red meat, and that helped a lot that she went vegan, which is more than just taking off red meat, but anyways. So I was like, well, let me take out red meat, let me see how that works, and it worked like a charm. Like I literally went into remission like a week later. I was like, what did I do to deserve this? Like I was literally crying, like so, like happy tears, like such a relief. And if you have ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease or anything like that, you know how happy you are when you go into remission. Like it's like, yes, praise Jesus, hallelujah. So now that you know a little bit about my story, I want to talk a little bit about what it's like actually living with ulcerative colitis. When I say that ulcerative colitis is a disease that is humbling, vulnerable, very raw and real, I am massively understating. If that's even a thing you can put together, massively understating, I'm massively understating it. You've never been so scared in your life until you've been at Walmart and almost shit your pants. Never been so scared, unless you were in a traumatic event, never been so scared as almost shitting your pants in Walmart. Because trust me, homegirl has been there, and if you have ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, you've almost been there too, or you've been there, and in aisle 6, you're like, crap, I need to go, because this is a bad situation right now. The thing that I think I struggle with the most with having ulcerative colitis is the people around me. And I hate the way that sounds. I hate the way that that makes me feel, but it's true. Diseases like that are often known as silent diseases or invisible illnesses, in the sense that looking at me, I look fine. If you hear me speak, I look fine. And on a daily basis, I function like I feel fine. But the reality is, most days I feel like I have a cold. Most days I feel very under the weather. Most days I feel exhausted and tired and just out of gas. Like just, I've been running on E for so long that you almost autopilot and you just get used to feeling crappy. And I hate that people don't understand that. I saw a video, I'll have it linked down below, that literally made me sob. And it was a contrast between like, well, you don't look sick, you don't sound sick, you're really dramatic. I have stomach aches too. Really, I had diarrhea 2 weeks ago, in contrast to people saying, I'm here for you, I'm listening to you, you're not alone, I don't think you're making it up. And I'm almost getting teary-eyed thinking about it right now, because it's so hard to be in an instance where a lot of people don't understand what you're going through. I've had a lot of people say to me, Well, I think I might have irritable bowel syndrome because, like, I get diarrhea so weird and, like, I don't know what does it, but, like, I understand how you feel. Do you? Do you understand how I feel? Do you understand how it feels to not have any nutrition because your body can't absorb it properly? Do you know how it feels to have a stabbing pain in your stomach, but you can't call off work because you called off work for the past 3 days? Do you know how it feels to have nothing work and to almost not want to eat because you know you're going to shit it in 2 minutes? There is nothing like this feeling for me. Now, I haven't had a leg amputated, I haven't had cancer, haven't had a lot of those things, and I know that even with people with ulcerative colitis have it much worse than I do. I've been very lucky to have been in remission for the last couple of months. I know people that have colostomy bags who have had to have parts of their colon and intestines taken out, and I understand that I am very fortunate for the stage in my disease that I'm in. But I don't think that I should have to downplay that to anyone. So what I want to say to anyone out there who judges anybody because they say that they're sick or they say that they have a stomach ache, I want to say, listen to them. Because most of the time, all that person needs right then is a hug. And for somebody, I hear you. You're not alone. If you want to talk, you can talk to me. And just listen. Don't tell them that you understand how they feel unless you really understand how they feel, unless you have ulcerative colitis or something similar. Don't try to downplay it and say, well, can't you just go to the bathroom? Because that just makes us feel like we feel stupid. Living with an invisible illness is something that is very real and that is very hard to deal with on a daily basis. So my point in this video is I'm looking at you who is looking at these videos, who is trying to find somebody out there to talk to, whose family, much like mine, doesn't understand, whose family and friends, a lot like mine, think that I'm being dramatic. I am here for you. If you want to message me, if you want to email me, I urge you to, I want you to. For those of you who don't have ulcerative colitis, those of you who are binge watchers on YouTube and are just watching this video, I'm proud that you made it this far. I want you to think about your friends and family around you. I want you to think about the struggles that they might be going through and what support they need. So this video might have been helpful to some of you, might have been boring to others. I don't know. I almost feel like I needed to put this video out there a little bit for myself, and I don't feel guilty about that. So, I want you all to comment down below something positive, not to me, but to the world. Put out some positive energy, put out some good vibes, put out some type of thing that is positive. Even if it's a quote that you find off of Google, put something positive down in the comments below. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you learned a little bit of something. I hope that maybe you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. There is a button right down below on mobile and desktop. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys want to see more personal type of videos, and I will catch you guys in the next video, which will be sure to be a little bit more uplifting, and I promise not to say the word poop in my next upcoming videos. Thanks guys. Bye!